So when he said that, I heard Michael Burke saying, the four alcoholics decided to hire a vehicle they'd never driven before in a country they didn't know. We're going to die today. That's what's going to happen. We're going to die on a boat today, or off a boat. That's the great thing about boats. You can die on or off them. I'm really going to have to stop this happening, right? And it was too early then, so they bundled me into the back of the van. I'm secretly content that you can't just get speedboats, can you? Because they're too big, do you know what I mean? Like in this country, if you went to the Lake District, so, excuse me, can I have a speedboat? They'd say, have you got a speedboat and your speedboat licence? In America, it's slightly different, you see. In America, you drive down to a lake and you'll find a shack by that lake, and you walk into the shack, and behind the desk will be a toothless local. You approach the local and you say, excuse me, we're not from around here, can we have a speedboat? And he will reply, sure as shit you can have a speedboat. This here's America, son. Go out on a speedboat. That is a hauntingly accurate recollection of exactly what happened. 5 minutes before, I was vomiting at the thought of toast. Now, I'm about to be given the keys to a fucking speedboat. All he said was, he said, you can have a speedboat so long as one of y'all got a driving licence. And my friend went, yeah, I've got a driving licence. I said, yeah, he's got a driving licence for a different vehicle in a different land. I'm still not sure what relevance a UK driving licence is to a speedboat in America. If I'm honest, you can't go to Australia and say, excuse me, can I have that air balloon? Of course you can, mate. Can I just ask, have you ever been on Dodgems? Moronic country, right? So he's drawing it through, and I think I've got my first chance here to save everybody's life. They'll not thank me for it at the time, but I'm not going to die today, right? So I said, I don't suppose you've brought your paper counterpart, though, have you? Looks like I won't be able to go, mate. That's just only half a licence he's giving you there. You're not even listening. Right? This is a licence as far as I'm concerned. Pink, motherfucker. Ain't never seen one of those before. Let's go get the keys to the boat. Off he goes to get the keys. We conga off behind him, right? As we're going across the shop, my friend notices a fridge which is full of beers. And he says, excuse me, are we allowed to buy these beers? And he said, sure as shit you can buy those beers. This here's America, son. Get shit-faced. Go out on a speedboat. His roof's in tatters. We're now walking down to the lakeside with a crate of lagers under each arm and the keys to a speedboat, right? And I think, well, we're definitely going to die today. That's a given now. At least the alcohol will numb the pain of death. Right. We get down to the side of the lake for what I'm hoping will be a 30-minute to 1-hour tutorial on how to drive a speedboat. Various do's and don'ts of modern speedboatery. He chucks the keys in the boat. He goes, have a good day. Don't hit any other boats. Which is really the sort of sentence that if you have to say to someone, you shouldn't really be giving them the keys to a speedboat, I think. Yeah, I wonder if they know not to drive directly into another speedboat. So now I'm convinced this is going to be the last day of my life, right? And we get in the speedboat, and sure enough, after 4 to 5 hours, I'd had one of the best days of my entire life. Yeah. It's an awkward moment, that, isn't it? And all I would say is if you feel let down by the end of that story, imagine how pissed off I was. I went out there in good faith to die in a horrific accident that day, and I had to climb off my little high horse and admit I'd had a lovely day and thank them for inviting me. It's the first time in my life I've been driven to do something I wouldn't have done on my own, and I've never laughed so much in my entire life. Me and my friend Nick pissing ourselves, right, which is good because we had a bit of an argument in the shop while they're sorting out the speedboat. He came up to me, and bear in mind I'm hungover, I'm tired. He said, John, will you give me a hand? I want to buy a hat. I said, well, it seems like a sort of one-man job to me, that, if I'm honest. You buy a hat and then you've got the hat. That's hat purchase. And he said, no, it's $30. A lot to spend on a hat, you see. And I said, well, it is, but then the price of the hat is the thing you pay to get the hat. You know, it fluctuates, but it's the same deal, really. And he said, no, I just want to make sure I'm still going to be wearing it in England. You know, I want to wear it when we get back. And I said, well, they're not going to take it off you at customs, are they? You know, unless it's made of knives, because that's a knife, then, you're thinking of. Not a hat. And he went, no, we take a picture of me in it so I can see what it looks like. And I'm really losing it now. It's going to look like whatever hat it is on your fucking head. You're 30, you must have a rough idea of what your head looks like now. Imagine the hat on top of it. So he drags me over there. I took the picture. I go, there you go. It looks like you in that fucking hat. Right. We get down to the boat, right? We get in, we put it in gear, we speed off. It flies off his head. He never sees it again. Genuinely one of the happiest moments of my entire life. I know that doesn't make me a good friend, but really an absolute highlight, if I'm honest. If I'm ever depressed, I don't remember anything I've done. I just remember that moment there. Just...